Hi, I'm Kenny Bonner, and it's fall around here. Temperature's getting ready to get a little bit cooler. Sun's getting ready to rise a little bit earlier, set a whole lot earlier. And I'm guessing I'm what people would call a photographer. But that's not what this channel's going to be about, though. It's not going to be just about photography. I guess the first thing I want to talk about is what kind of camera should you get? For the most part, this is pretty much all you need, your smartphone camera. I say about 90% of the time, it'll get the job done. In fact, I would argue that this guy right here, this is an iPhone SE, is probably one of the better cameras you can get for under 200 bucks if you know where to look. Yeah, and he got me really into photography. Although I've been into taking pictures far longer than that, but that's for another topic. But as of 90% of the time, or maybe about 85% of the time, a smartphone is really all you need in order to take pictures. But it's when that 15% runs up that you're gonna be like, oh, what can I do about that problem? Now for me, this happened when I was trying to take a picture of an object that was kind of far away, and the phone would not zoom in close enough. And you might throw the argument out about digital zoom, but the problem with digital zoom is the more you zoom in, the crappier it gets. So that's when I started actually looking into cameras. Now it took me the better part of about 2 weeks, actually no, about 2 or 3 weeks, before I actually pulled the trigger on getting a camera. And that would be, let me see if I can get this out. This guy right here. This is the Canon SX530HS. Now this actually takes good enough pictures. This has a zoom lens. And the advantage of this will become very apparent. Instead of having to just be at the mercy of my phone's camera, I can now actually just simply zoom in on the subject that I wanted to shoot. And this bad boy has served me well for the better part of a year. And what I like about it, it's small, it's light, and I can zoom in at ridiculous distances. Now this also has not only what's called an optical zoom, but it has a digital zoom as well. And with this guy, I went to King's Dominion, climbed to the top of the Eiffel Tower, zoom this all the way out, set the digital zoom on max, and I was able to capture a small part of the Richmond skyline all the way from King's Dominion. Which, when you figure Richmond is about 20 miles away from case meaning that's insane. Now this guy is what we call a bridge camera because it bridges the gap between a pocket camera and a DSLR. And for the most part, the advantage, of course, is obvious. This one can zoom. Your smartphone, unless you're willing to pay about upwards of $700-800. No, I take that one back. Probably about $500 or $600 to get one that has multiple lenses on it. This set me back $220. And like I said, I spent about the better part of 3 weeks deciding I want to get a camera. The problem this has, though, and smaller cameras like this has, is in order for it to have a nice wide zoom, it has a small sensor. And in fact, it has a flash on it, but it's not really that great. In fact, there's the flash. It's not really that great for, say, taking pictures at night, which is ironic because when I got this camera, it was the middle of winter time, and so you have a lot of nighttime. But as you learn your way around photography and learn photographic terms, what occurs to you is this will still limit you, though. Not only in, say, trying to take pictures indoors and not blind everyone, but even if you just want to take pictures of stuff at night and bring out that detail, this camera is not really going to do you any favors. A top-of-the-line smartphone camera would actually outperform this camera in certain respects. So, once again, it was time for me to upgrade. This is my baby camera. It's kind of, but this is basically my new toy, which I got this one at the top of the year. And this is what you call a DSLR. And it's a class of camera that's known as a lens interchanging system. What I can do with this and come over here and grab this guy. I can actually go, and if I want to, I can zoom it like normal, it zooms. But this actually takes different lenses, so I can actually go, if I want to zoom in closer, I can actually take this lens off. Yep. I'll put a longer lens or a shorter lens or whatever kind of lens I need to put on here to suit the occasion. Now, in a sense, that doesn't make it as flexible in certain situations as this camera. This camera is not as flexible as this camera because this camera, I ain't gotta worry about taking off the lens. However, when the light gets low, I can actually take better pictures. But it won't help with composition, which is the main focus of photography. You gotta know why you're trying to upgrade a camera, and if the answer is because you're gonna hope that it helps you take better pictures, I just contradicted what I just said. But for me, this camera helped me take pictures, much better pictures in lower light. In addition, this camera also does a better job of going for the much sought after depth of field effect, in which the background's all blurry and whatever you're taking a picture of is nice and sharp and in focus. It's impossible with this, actually. And you can, sort of pull that trick off with this camera, but it's tricky. This guy, I can actually go and focus on, say, a bee and take a nice clear picture of the bee, and everything else will be blurred in the background. But another perk is that if I put a nice fast lens on here, I can take pictures holding this camera in my hand at night, and they will actually come out pretty sharp. So in a sense, yeah, you have to go through and change lenses, and even then you have to buy more lenses, and lenses aren't cheap either. But this camera will actually take some fairly decent pictures. And so this particular lens has a nice long zoom on it. Doesn't have digital zoom, but it doesn't need it because you will probably be cropping this in post-processing. But this is kind of a quick little video that I put together. There are other projects that there's a couple of projects that I'm working on. This will hopefully be able to tide you over until I get around to those projects. So, everyone that's watching, y'all be blessed. Until next time.